Oh, boys and girls. Boys, this is the wrong camera. What the hell? There we go. Boys and girls. Oh, you can see cups. Bad, Kev. It is so hot. So hot in here. Ugh, so hot in here. Hello. Welcome to the pre-stream streams. This is where the cool kids hang. Did you miss me? I've had a little bit of time off, mainly because it's so hot in here. I can't work in these conditions. I've actually ordered air conditioning now. If you think it's hot just around and about the place, this room is... I'm walking around thinking, oh, this is a warm day. I open the door to this room and the heat hits me as I walk into the room. Volume's very low. I don't know why the volume would be low. Maybe turn it up would be my suggestion. Let's just double check that the mixer isn't low. No, I think that's probably a case of turn the volume up. Quieter than usual. Interesting. Why would that be? Now that might... I don't know, have I just changed anything there? I'm not sure if I've changed anything at all there. Right, I might now be blowing your ears off. That's probably too loud now. We probably need to find somewhere in between. Hold on. I've broken it now. I don't know where it was before. Maybe about there. Is that going to be too... I'm going to shout for a minute and just make sure I don't clip. Am I clipping? Or are we good? Is this all right? We made it. I don't know what that was all about. So we're all good. Awesome. Sounds like you're going for a shopping bag rustling. Yeah, that's the fan. I mean, if I turn the music off, the fan, you'll hear the fan even more. There is nothing. I mean, your choice is put up with the fan or I ain't streaming. It's as simple as that in this heat. There is not a chance I am streaming without that fan on tonight. I've got it up to the maximum. I've got the window open. I am still sweating. Thank you very much for the bits that are coming in. Very kind of you. How hot is it in England? See, if you're not in England, you're probably somewhere... that feels like the lead in to when these people in hot countries say, that's not hot. I'd be wearing a coat on a day like that. It is only 23 degrees Celsius. Which I realise if you're in a hot country is nothing but two things. Thing number one, or three things. Thing number one, in this country we're not used to it, so it hits us harder because we're just not used to it, which is a bit of a weak excuse. But thing number two, our houses are built to keep heat in, not let heat out. So once the heat gets in, it stays in because of the insulation and how the houses are set up, because 90% of the time it's cold and we want the heat to stay in the house. So our houses are set up to trap heat and make the house hotter. And thing number three, nobody has air conditioning in the UK. So I'm sat in a room, it's 23 degrees outside. It's probably closer to 30 to 35 in here. It is blisteringly hot in this room. And that's with no air conditioning and no air circulation. So yeah, it's warm. It's warm. We don't have aircon. It was 27 degrees in Northants earlier. It's 27 Celsius where I'm at. I mean, it might be. Bearing in mind, I've been sat out in the garden for the last 2 hours and felt pleasant. It isn't hot outside. It's painfully hot in here. You've got all the electric devices running. Like, yeah, I've got two PCs on. I've got lights. It's a hot room. It's a hot room. Yeah, the window's open. The fan is on. and it's hot. So hot. But yeah, I've ordered an air conditioner today. Just one of those standalone things like what I used to have in the garage. I've ordered an air conditioning unit. So I've got one of them coming. I don't know where I'm going to put it because it's a tiny room. Plus it's loud. So if you think the fan is loud, an air conditioner is going to be like just rumbling away in the background the whole time. But realistically, it's the only way I'm going to be able to get through this summer because it's going to get hotter. This is outside. It's not a very hot day. It's a warm day outside. I know in the height of summer, it's going to be 10, 15 degrees hotter than this some days. I won't be able to set foot in this room at that point. Whinge over. I can see there's lots of subs coming in, lots of bits coming in. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subs. Who's subbed already this evening? Let's make sure we thank everybody who's subbed. Fleming, thank you. Mavo member, thank you. The Flying Kiwi, thank you. I know you've thrown a lot of bits in as well. Thank you with bells on. Owen, thank you for the 12 months. Your nut should have changed colour. I Neville, thank you for the sub as well. VKels, 12 months also. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, everybody. Yeah, I've got a PC either side of me kicking out heat as well. That's the other thing. How's the ticker? It's been fine since I went to hospital that day. I'm really hoping that it was just a one-off thing. I've got to go in for a echocardiogram at the end of the month. Hopefully I'll go in for that. They'll say, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you and we're all good. What it has done is spurred me on to lose a bit of weight. Since that day I went to hospital, I've lost 15 pounds and continuing to drop weight. So what I'd really like to, I'm doing it out of spite because I'm a turd. I want to go into hospital for this echocardiogram. That'll be about 6 weeks after I initially went to hospital. I want to walk in that day and be like, yeah, I'm 30 pounds lighter than that day. I took it seriously just to take the edge off of them having a go at me and telling me I'm fat. With aircon, you can have it on when you're not in there and then turn it off when you start to stream. I can certainly do that with videos. Realistically, it'll be on while I'm streaming. The aircon in my old garage used to be on while I was streaming and nobody seemed to mind. So I think that although an aircon will be louder than the fan, I think the fan is probably more annoying to listen to because it's blowing straight across the microphone. So you're getting a constant rustle across the microphone. Whereas the aircon's probably going to have to be behind me with a hose going out the window. I'm probably blocking the door half off. It's not ideal. But yeah, should we talk about some Football Manager? We shall talk about some Football Manager. We're managing FC Smorgon in the Belarusian second tier. We started the save the other night. This is only the second stream on this save. We started last week. We loaded up a lot of leagues. As you can see, we loaded up a lot of leagues. We basically loaded up every league I've never managed in before on YouTube or Twitch, and started unemployed and waited to see what job offers I would get. We ended up getting 4 job offers at roughly the same time, and we did some polls and we agreed as a group that we liked the look of FC Smorgon in Belarus. So the next thing we've done is started to delete some of the leagues that we're not going to need loaded. So a lot of the fringe leagues that don't border on Belarus. We've got some of the bigger leagues set to load in next summer just to make sure the rest of the game world stays competitive in a longer save. So there's going to be lots of shuffling of leagues loading up and closing off over the next season or so. But we are in Belarus. We're in for the long haul. We've decided it's going to be a road to glory, mainly because they have one of the greatest badges in football. That's not actually their badge. Their actual badge, which we saw on Wikipedia, is a bear holding a football. So FC Smorgon. I don't know if Football Manager have got the badge wrong or what, but that is the badge that's on Wikipedia. Much prefer that one. It's a bear holding a football. So it's a great badge. They're called the Bears. We're going to go and win the Champions League. And people tell me Zealand managed the biggest club in Belarus and it still took him 11, 12 years to win the Champions League. With the biggest club in the country, I'm starting down in the bottom half of the second tier and I'm going to win the Champions League quicker than he did, just to prove Kev's a hero, Zealand's a zero. That's the plan. That's the goal. The unofficial goal for this. So that's where we are. We started mid-season because the season here in Belarus runs from April to November. So we joined there. We've not lost in charge of Smorgon yet. So we've we took over for the Crumb Catchy game, I believe, and we've done a nice little unbeaten run. We brought in a few players, not a lot, but we brought in a few players. There's quite a lot of players who were on long-term bans that we weren't able to bring in. Half the league have got points deductions for cheating as well. There's a lot of match fixing that's gone on in Belarus. The board want us to finish mid-table, and we should already have that in the bag. We've got 9 games to go, and we're 7 points outside of the playoffs, or the playoff. I don't know how likely it is that we get there, but that is the goal. Try and get ourselves promoted this year. That's the plan. So we play Sputnik Rechitsa in the first game this evening. So let's do that. It was the Gomel game, was it? I mean, I don't know. I was barely here. I don't know. Right. Who's he and why does he not play? Oh, he's another one of these who wants to play deeper. He's not playing deeper. He's going to play there and he's going to like it. The captain's not been selected today. Did somebody just sub a minute ago? I've turned the notifications level down too far. Ken Fuchsius, thank you very much for the sub. We've hit a hype train as well, which is lovely stuff. So hot in here. Did I mention it's hot? I don't know how long I'm going to stream for tonight, boys and girls. I know I normally do a 3-hour stream. I'm going to stream for as long as I can bear to be in this room. You'll notice I've been down on my holiday schedule this week on YouTube. That's partly because we've been having some nice days out. If you've been watching the vlog, you've seen us going out and about. But I'm at home all day for the next 2 days. We're not going anywhere for the next couple of days. And I'm still not sitting in here making videos because, again, sitting in this room is a nightmare. I'll stream for as long as I can. DJ G Lover, thank you very much for the sub. 12 months. We'll get a lot of people hitting 12 months this evening. Is this an anniversary of the first showdown or something? There must be something significant that brought a lot of you in a year ago. That we're now getting a lot of 1-year anniversaries today. What is it? What happened a year ago? There was no tight offside there. Subs are 50% off. Are they, by golly? I was not aware. Twitch, you are a joke of a website. Why has that not been communicated with me as a creator? So subs are 50% off. Does that apply to gifted subs as well? Or is it just subsidy subs? Or was it a year ago subs were 50% off? I now don't understand the message. It's about 13 months since I started streaming. It's not. I started streaming again in March. It's June now. It's like 15 months since I started streaming again. A sub's 50% off now. I need 50% off today. Is it today only? Hold on. I need to. I mean, why would they not just send an email about this kind of thing? Bitch, 50%. I mean, I can't even see a news story about it on their website. This is absurd. Absolute nonsense. Right, I'm just gonna try and I'll try and gift a sub. Let me try and work out what's going on. If we could find another 50 people, we'd have more people watching us than Manny has watching him playing Football Manager. That's when we know we've made it. Right, so gifted subs aren't 50% off by the looks of it, are they? Because I can't. It still cost me a £5 to do a gifted sub. So is it just your first sub to a channel is 50% off? Is that how it works? Oh, it's 50% off resubs. Okay. 50% off resubs makes sense. Found something interesting about the Belarus League. When you start the game, you can start in either 2020 with Smorgon in the second league or in 2021 in the top league. If you start a save with the 21.4 database, you start in the second league with a team from the top league. Nice. Very nice. 50% off today, and I'm in the UK. Is it just resubs? Subs aren't off 50% off for me. Maybe it's only in the UK. Well, it's not showing that for me either. Maybe it is resubs. So I guess you can't resub a gifted sub, can you? That doesn't make sense. So maybe it's 50% off gifted subs. Off 50% off resubs. But all the same, give your creators a heads up. Number one signing Posh need to make a centre back or two. Don't think we're going to get away with the defence we've had this season in the Championship. I think we need defenders. If Dembele's going, we need a replacement for him. I mean, we probably need 7 or 8 players. We need a couple of players in each position, really. Just to bulk the squad out. Because remember, we've operated on a very small squad this year. And it's very lopsided towards the attack because of the wage cap that was in place at the start of the season. So we were only able to have... We had registered like 16 first team players and then filled the squad up with youth players. And because we spent so much money on attacking players like Smorgon and Big Johnson, we had to make do with defenders like Mark Beavers, who, I mean, I'm sure there are people who love Mark Beavers, but he's absolutely never going to be a Championship defender in a million years. He could have a gazillion attempts at it and he'll never be a Championship centre back. So definitely he needs an upgrade. And I think there's lots of positions where you could look at him and think, is he a Championship player? Is Darren Ferguson still managing Posh? Yes. Mark Beavers is all right. Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. Mark Beavers is all right. In League One, Mark Beavers is all right. In the Championship, he's just not close to good enough. So, he needs replacing. When he went with Wednesday, we thought he was going to be amazing. It's a little bit different when he's young. He's in his 30s now. We signed him from League 2 Bolton. This is Mark Beavers and you're harsh. Sorry. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, you know it's the truth as well. Mark Beavers knows it. He's just, I mean, I imagine he'll get a new contract as a thank you very much for helping us go up, because there seems to be a lot of that going around at the club at the moment. But yeah, I think we need to make some significant moves into the transfer market. And I think we will. I mean, we spent 2.5-3 million last summer. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we spent 5 or 6 million this summer. We've just had a chunk of cash from Brentford getting promoted. We'll get another chunk if they sell Tony anyway. So we could be double chunking. If Dembele, I mean, I was going to say if Dembele goes, we'll get a fee, but no, because he's out of contract apparently. I can't really think of anyone obvious that we'd sell this summer. But yeah, I would expect us to spend big. Darren McAntony's always said promotion to the Championship is worth 10 million to the club. So take that 10 million, add however many millions we got for Ivan Toney's promotion. Maybe a 1 or 2 million a bonus for that, maybe. Who knows what it would have been. Put half of that towards increased wages, because there's a lot of new contracts going around, and then you can spend 4, 5, 6 million on players. Amazon Prime members get 50% subs for the first month, regular price for the second month. Okay, is that what it is? Started Invincible yesterday, totally invested for after the first 3 episodes. Invincible's brilliant. It really is awesome. Hleb is still around in the save. He's a director of football, but he won't sign for me. So Ricky has a sell-on clause in his contract, so someone goes to Grimsby. Well, there isn't going to be any. He's out of contract. Unless, I don't know, maybe he's still young enough for it to go to tribunal. If that's still a thing. Compensation. And then maybe some of that goes to Grimsby. But really, if he leaves, it's going to be for next to nothing. Eagles, thank you for the sub. Boom, 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 boom. As a Grimsby fan, you better give him a contract. We've been offering him a contract. He's the one who's being a wang and doesn't want to sign a contract. He's been on the transfer list at his own request since Christmas. He's just decided he's got a bit too big for his boots. We'd love to keep him. He's one of our best players. We'd love to keep him, and if we can't keep him, we'd love to get some money for him, I'm sure, but there's only so much you can do when a player doesn't want to stay. Right, can he actually play? Alright, so he can go... Okay, that all makes sense. This works. Hold his hand and write his signature for him. I'd like to think that's being done. He was offered one of the most lucrative contracts in club history and he turned it down. There you go. Which means, because he was offered a contract and it was turned down, if he's under 23, which I'm sure he is, and leaves on a non-contract type thingy, we do get compensation, don't we? Because we've offered him a contract. But that's obviously not going to be close to what we'd have got for him if we'd have been able to negotiate a transfer. But he won't go for nothing on that basis. Shady's in. Good afternoon, Shady. Posh to stay up next season? Probably. We usually do first time round, and then we'll come down the next year, I guess. That's the usual pattern of things. Ask me again a week before the season starts. It really depends on how well we invest. 24 now, is he? The rascal. Yeah, so he does go for free. No. You cannot try to pronounce your goalkeeper. Sherbachenya. Looks relatively straightforward. Come on, boys. Come on, the Bears. The Bears are going up. The Bears are going up. Now you're gonna believe us. The Bears are going up. It's so hot in here, my knees hurt. Oh. We're 2-0 up over top of the table. Slonim. Finish the latest vlog. I hope you get a solution to the Smash TVs. I mean, the obvious solution at the moment is no TV until we've got something to put it in. So that's what we're currently working with. Can you look on Spotify for a bear song? I'd probably struggle to find a non-copyright one. There's been a few wangs on the recent video on the vlog channel. Don't let it get me down. They're probably already blocked. Or YouTube's version of blocking, which means you lot might be able to see him, but I won't see it because I've already blocked him. I haven't noticed anything particularly unpleasant. People are just numbskulls. Play we're going on a bear hunt. Yeah, but then I'll get a copyright strike. No copyright strikes for Kev. Naelic, thank you very much for the sub. We are closing in on hitting 400 subs again, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Need to find the Super Bowl shuffle made by the 1985 Super Bowl champion Chicago Bears. Again, that sounds like something that's going to be copyright protected. So I'm afraid not. People are doing it in replies rather than full comments. Yeah, I see everything, unless it's someone that I've previously hidden. Because you can't block on YouTube. But I can hide people so that I don't see their stuff anymore. So the comment section might look like a dumpster fire, but we don't see it, so that's fine. These teams above us need to stop winning. Because we're playing really well and we're on a lovely run of form. But I just think we're going to run out of games to catch them up. Which is most unfortunate. We need central midfielders. That's got to be our priority for this summer. Or this winter, I guess. Oh, that's going to confuse me. Having the leagues run backwards. Oh, now the under 20 nonsense is in again. I don't know. I need to have age on here. Can we do a custom? Yeah, custom. So we need to add age. Can we not add age? Customize current view. Add age onto it. And then auto size.
Keep up the
So,
fine work, Kev.
he's
Thumbs up.
20. Oh, now I can't see. Right, I need to really see all this stuff. So, it's very hot in here.
No, it's not.
It's hotter in here than it is anywhere else in the house. You are talking absolute bobbins, woman.
It's not.
She is talking bobbins. This woman is a bobbins talker.
Oh,
You're a bobbin.
poor Bobby.
Wind the bobbin up. That was a nursery school song that my girls used to sing.
I hear it every night.
Is it?
Every night.
Anna, I need some teenagers.
That's not something you should ever say.
Help me out. I need some young'uns. I need some whippersnappers. He's going to have to... Oh, he's injured. I just brought on an injured player. We're just not going to make any substitutions. Is that all right with you? No substitutions? I'm going to buy a big thermometer to put on the wall behind me.
It's not warm in
It
here.
is warm in here, you liar!
It's not. Lovely and breezy in here.
She's been watching the stream. She's a liar. Are you streaming tomorrow? Talking of lazy monsters who don't stream. Are you streaming tomorrow?
I'm what? A lazy
No,
what?
I'm a lazy monster. But are you going to stream tomorrow?
Work.
Yeah, fingers crossed it'll work.
Just for the cooks, Kevin.
Isn't Anna usually sitting on the sofa with a blanket round her?
It's 27 degrees here.
It's not, it's 23.
Well, it was 27. I am very
It was a
warm.
high of 26 today, apparently. Don't lean on the chair. You'll break it. You're twisting it funny. It's so hot, my knees are sweating.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to touch my knees? Feel my sweaty knees.
They're dry.
No, underneath.
Lying.
I've got
He's
clammy
lying.
knees.
It's lovely in here.
She's talking absolute trash. Goodness me. I suppose I'm going to get a lock on the door as well to keep these rascals out. This is the derby against Slonim, apparently. The Bears against the losers. Is that what this is? The Bears losers derby. Slonim losers. Slonim losers. Dmitry Ivanov's a hero. Yeah, compared to in here. Exactly. Did you hear that? She opened the door. It's lovely and cool out here. Yeah, because it's so hot in here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Right, come on, boys and girls. Let's just hold on. 4-1 up with 15 minutes to go. We should be fine, but our players are dropping like flies. We've got quite the injury list, and the losers are coming back at us. Oh, it's so hot. I need to lie down. I need a bucket of water overhead. What I need is a bucket of water under my desk to put my feet in. I imagine putting a bucket of water in between my two expensive computers is probably something Matt will moan at me for when he comes next time he's here to fix something. Kev, you shouldn't really have a bucket of water down there next to your computers. But my feet get hot. This is why I need a hot tub stream, but I want a cold tub. I get a paddling pool stream. Look, if Twitch is a porn site, I need to start doing porn. They're the rules. That guy sounds like a sneeze. That's why he got sent off. Can confirm water does not go well near computers. Is that how you ruined your computer, Mr. Shady? I'm going to be a lurker tonight. I'm currently on a call out. Oh, having to work evenings, eh, Beagles? Nightmare. I've got to work this evening as well. Shh. Those early 2000s fish to eat the dead skin on your feet. That would be great. Let me know if you need a pizza man or a camera guy or something like that. I always need a pizza man. We're absolutely thumping the losers here. Even Kev, not been in for a while. I'm guessing you won the Champions League with Sheffield Uttered. We did win the Champions League with Sheffield Uttered. I did. Thought you said to Diz this was a hobby, YouTube as you work. I said a lot of lies to Diz. I mean, I just decided to put on a show for him and just lie all the way through. It was 2 hours of lying. None of it's true. Me and Ben have never had a burger together. Because quite apart from anything else, I'm pretty confident he had chips and I had a burger. I don't think we had a meal each. This was 4 years ago. We were both skint. That first Creators Cup was a whole other world. I think we shared a meal deal because we were both skint. I left that out of the Diz interview because I'm not sure if it's true or not. What's your latest video? Have you guys looked into non-smashable TVs? We haven't. What we have looked into, I think is what we're going to do, is was it Tough Furniture? Is that what they're called? Tough Furniture. And they do a whole range of TV protection. These are like the things you get on hospital walls. But I think something like this is what he needs. So a cabinet that he can have the TV in. I mean, he won't have a TV that big probably, so we need a smaller version of this. But he can have his TV, his Xbox, his PlayStation. We'll leave the controllers out of it. He never swaps discs because all his games are digital. So he doesn't need to be able to access the consoles themselves. He can turn it on and off with the controllers. Turn the TV on and off with a remote. Something like that would be perfect. But we don't need it that big because he'll only have a 24-inch TV, not a 32. And we want to kind of try to avoid paying nearly £1,000 for it. But I feel like that's probably what we're going to have to end up doing. Even the wall-mounted ones that are a little bit cheaper, they're all for much bigger TVs than we need it for. But I think this they do custom. We might ask them for a custom-made one, smaller. Probably work out cheaper just to get him a 32-inch TV and pay for that though, rather than getting a custom. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. I mean, there you go. 30. That one's up to a 32-inch. That's for 850 quid. So there's a few not ridiculously expensive options. I know that seems like a lot for a cabinet to put his telly in, but he's smashed £1,000 worth of tellies in the last 8 months, so it pays for itself after a while. That's what we're going to be doing, I think. How would he charge the controllers? He's got one of those things that he charges them in, the charging dock thing. Maybe a projector. We've thought about a projector. We are still thinking about a projector. The only issue with projector is he might just not like it, in which case it's a waste of money because he might just not use it. But also hooking up his consoles to a projector, it's going to be just, he can just pick the projector up and hurl it. Unless we like mount it on the ceiling. And if we mount it on the ceiling, how do we plug his consoles in? So I don't think a projector is going to get the job done. Yeah, I think one of those TV cabinets is the way forward. So it'll be his birthday present, a TV cabinet and a TV console also on the ceiling. Yeah, but how are we mounting all this stuff to the ceiling then? No, I think a cabinet is the best bet. It's just how breakable is this unbreakable stuff? I know it's made for autistic people, so I guess maybe in this case unbreakable means unbreakable. I don't know. He's pretty good at smashing stuff. You could use it if he doesn't like it. Well, we wouldn't want a projector either. Projectors are a bit rubbish, aren't they? Has anyone ever used a good projector? They're not as good as a good telly, are they? Posture check. Hydrate. I will hydrate. Ah, got my lid. Certainly hydrated. We've gone through half this bottle. With that being the way, make him try and break it on purpose. Well, ultimately, if we spend £1,000 on a cabinet and a TV and he breaks all that, then that's it. He doesn't have one. I am melting, boys and girls. Absolutely melting. Does the Apple Watch have a way of telling me what my body temperature is? I feel like that's something it should have on it. Like the ambient temperature in the room that I'm in. It should have a thermometer on it. We need a thermometer. Who is Duxo? 17-year-old attacking midfielder. This is how desperate we're getting for central midfielders. We need all our midfielders back. You can get perspex things that go around the TV when it's on the wall. A lot of people have them for babies. We don't really want to mount his TV to the wall though, mainly because the way it would involve completely rearranging his room. Because at the moment, his bed, he sits on the edge of his bed with the TV next to him, sort of like across the room on the narrow side, and there's a window above it. So we'd have to completely rearrange the room to fit it all in. With this Belarusian save is an attempt to prove I'm superior to Zealand. Not an attempt. It will be yet another way I prove I'm superior to Zealand. We don't use the word attempt around here. It's just that's what's going to happen. Smart Ring doesn't tell me my actual temperature. It just tells me how above or below I am overnight on a normal, like how above or below normal I am. It doesn't give me an absolute temperature. I don't know why. There's a rule in the Hungarian second division that you have to have at least one player 19 or under on the pitch. When these guys are only 19 got injured, they couldn't sub him. So they're just playing with 10 men. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a situation we could find ourselves in. I haven't really looked at the bench to make sure they're young enough to actually be able to come on. But we've got age on here now. So we've got 2 players 20 and under on the bench. So if we got an injury to him or him, one of these two has to come on. Because you have to have 2 players 20 or under. Any predictions for the England friendly tonight? Jesse Lingard will score a hat-trick. And then someone's going to have to fake an injury to let him into the squad. It's the maddest thing ever. I don't care that much about football, as you know. It does seem mad to start a player who's not named in the squad. £5 going on a Lingard hat trick. Yeah, the projector falls into the same issue as, so we can't just make that change because we need to have the kid in there unless we bring him on as well, and then we can make that change. There's a lot of faffing about though, so we don't have a left back on the bench. He can go to there though, and he can come on. Okay, it's like a puzzle. Yeah, similar to how if we mounted a TV, we'd have to rearrange his room. With a projector, we'd have to rearrange the room as well. It's one of the other reasons we're not interested in one. Cabinet's the only solution, really. So we've just got to hope we can get one. Hope they don't take too long. We need to get one ordered, really. So I don't think they've got a factory full of them just sat there ready to go. I think they're custom made. Probably on back order. Just need to hope we can get one. How about them? Ooh. That was a fancy bit of football from Ivanov. He's good, isn't he? Surely everyone's betting on a Jesse Lingard hat-trick tonight. The odds are going to be fairly short, I would imagine. Shorter than they'd normally be. Because it's all anybody's talking about on social media. Right. 3 back-to-back wins to start the stream. Yet we are still as far away from the playoff as we were before. We're still 7 points away. I don't think it's going to happen, is it? Oh, is the zoo trip off this week? We couldn't get into the zoo. We were going to go to Woburn Safari Park, but they're fully booked. So we're going to Drayton Manor instead. We've never been to Drayton Manor before. We're going to go to Drayton Manor. So we're off there later in the week. I'm going to have the England match on in the court. What channel is the England match on? I guess I could keep an eye on it while I'm streaming. We'll do a watch along whilst playing Football Manager. On ITV, we can get that on then. As long as I don't have to use Sky Go, which always runs terrible on my computer for some reason. If I run it through my PlayStation, it runs fine. If I try and run it on the computer, which is a wired connection to the router, it runs horrible. Going to Chester Zoo on Friday. That sounds awesome. I like a zoo. None of the rest of them like a zoo, though. So I've got to do animals by stealth with Drayton Manor, because I hear there's animals there. So it's got Thomas Land or Thomas World or whatever they call it. Thomas the Tank Engine for Andy. And monkeys for Kev. Anyone up north should give Yorkshire Wildlife Park a go. Is that the one in Doncaster? We took Andy there about 5 years ago, and it was the worst day out we've ever been on. He just screamed the whole time. We had to... I can't remember if we had a pushchair with us, if we still took a pushchair out with us, or if we had to... I think we had to hire a wheelchair there and kind of strap him into the wheelchair. Because he was just... He had a horrible time. He just screamed the whole way around. Did not enjoy that, and we've not been anywhere near a zoo since. But they had giraffes, and giraffes are awesome. Tell you what else is awesome. NordVPN, who've just signed on for another 2 months sponsoring the stream. Thank you very much to my friends at NordVPN for keeping me in sexy t-shirts, and also for protecting my internet when I'm out and about. We're talking about days out. If you're off to the Yorkshire Wildlife Park or Drayton Manor or Chester Zoo, wherever you might be going, and you want to use the Wi-Fi while you're there, you better not be thinking about doing that without a VPN, because if you are, you're a lunatic. People can steal your data. You need a VPN to get yourself protected from public Wi-Fi, which we're all going to be doing a lot more now things are opening up again. And if you need a VPN, which you do, you may as well get the best VPN, which is NordVPN. You can do it using !NordVPN. You get a massive discount off of a subscription at the moment, because apparently it's still their birthday. It's been their birthday for months. I'm not complaining because we get a discount, but this birthday situation is starting to look a little iffy. But it's the best VPN around, and it's super cheap. And not only is it going to protect your data when you're out and about, but also you can pretend to be somewhere else in the world. So if you want to watch US Netflix, you can do that using NordVPN. You can just move your location to the US, log into Netflix. Bob's your uncle. If you want Russian Disney Plus, don't even know if that exists, but you can use NordVPN to find out if it exists. If you're in Brazil and you want to be able to buy Football Manager, you can just change your location using NordVPN, get yourself Football Manager, get around the not allowed to play it, not allowed to buy it in Brazil situation. So all in all, NordVPN is great. Thank you to all of you who've supported them and supported the channel through supporting them. This is the second time they've renewed now. So they originally came on for a 1-month sponsorship. They then extended that to an additional 3 months. So we got 4 consecutive months out of them, and they've got in touch today to say, yeah, we'll have another 2 months, please, Kev. So by the end of this, it'll have been a 6-month partnership. And the only reason they're going to keep extending it the way they have is because you lot are supporting it through the link, which does go a long way towards helping me sit here in a terrible hot day. It's going to pay for the air conditioning. Look at it that way. NordVPN pays for the air conditioning. So if you haven't got NordVPN yet, you're insane. Go get it. ! NordVPN. Why can't people buy Football Manager in Brazil? It's not licensed there. Similar to why you couldn't buy it in Germany for a long time. I also think you can't buy it in Japan. Pay for Andy's new TV. This is a joke. I mean, yeah, it will do. Go a long way towards paying for his cupboard. Come on, boys. We're winning again. Do you want to try and catch that football? No, you're just going to let that bounce around. Risky business. Oh, as it stands, it's suddenly dropped to a 4-point gap with the game in hand. The losers are losing. They're living up to their name. This is excellent. I think I paid for the cupboard 3 years ago. You didn't though, did you? You paid for whatever I bought 3 years ago. Like there's any of that money left. That's all been spent on hats. Right, we can only take off 1. Right, we're going to have to do that. And then he's a winger. So we can put him there. And then, oh, this is so complicated. It is like a puzzle. And then he can go into there. And then he can go forward, and then he can come on in there. We solved the puzzle. And then we've got another winger. Come on, we've got him who can come on. Stick him on that side. Sorted. So complicated. I have heard about today's WWE releases. Bit mad, isn't it? I mean, there's Braun Strowman's the surprising one, but Aleister Black is going to be an interesting one. Someone's already called new leader of the Dark Order, which would be awesome. I think that would suit him perfectly. But Braun Strowman's a weird one. It'd be interesting to see what he does next. Where's the chicken mask I got you? It's around somewhere. I'm not going to even try and touch it today. It's latex. It's horrible. I've worn it on stream from time to time. Can't afford VPN. Spent nearly £500 on physio. That's unfortunate. I would argue a VPN is so cheap. Can you afford not to have one? Why invest the money in Aleister Black, come back, vignettes, and start his feud with Big E, then release him? Because different people are making different parts of that decision, aren't they? Different people are making the business decisions to the booking decisions. We are scoring for fun again. Right, how many games have we got left? I think it's 3 or 4 games left after this one. We might actually be able to pull this off, boys and girls. We'll have fully turned this ship around. You love how I like to turn a ship around. Thank you for the sub, Mike. Apparently they're giving some people the release they want rather than lock them down. Bit of a change. I I can't imagine Braun Strowman wants a release. He's on, or was on, an extraordinarily large contract. The kind of money he's not going to get anywhere else. Can't imagine him going to AEW, for example. I think if I was him earning 7 figures a year, I'd just stay there and cash my checks. Right, we've got 5 games left. We've got a game in hand, and it's only a 4-point gap now. Just got to keep winning. If we keep winning, it's going to happen. Or we can slot a fitness friendly in here. Just keep winning, boys. That's all we need to do. Just keep winning. Yeah, because of how you've inspired me, I've started my own vlog. Awesome. Good luck with it. Who's on $1 million a year? Yeah, so $1 million a year. You don't want that release, do you? I'd sit and do nothing for $1 million a year. Japan's the only place I can see him going for a somewhat comparable amount of money. It won't be close to comparable. No one in Japan's earning $1 million a year. No way anyone over there is earning that kind of money. No, I suspect. I mean, he had that when it's his rampant speculation on the day the man's been fired, so I should probably pack it in. There was that iffy photo a few months back, wasn't there? I'll say no more. Why do you think he wouldn't go to AEW? Where does he fit in AEW? They've already got their big men. They don't need another big man. He's no Miro. He's no Lance Archer. He's no Brian Cage. Where does he fit on the AEW roster? They're certainly not going to pay him close to what WWE paid him. He's not a good enough wrestler for AEW. AEW don't just want the big man. They want the big man who can also wrestle. And he is a pretty terrible wrestler. Right, let's try and extend these loans. Oh, can't extend him. We can extend him, though. Excellent. I reckon to the link to Harper, the leader of the Dark Order. If you're going to do that, you do it with Rowan, who actually had a proper link to Brody Lee, whereas Strowman... Wasn't Strowman brought into... Was it Rowan or Harper who were injured when Strowman was drafted into the Wyatt family? They were very rarely a 4. If you're going to do a new leader of the Dark Order, Tommy End's your man now, surely. Braun should just keep cashing the checks for the remainder of his contract. But I assume it wasn't his choice. I don't really get how it works, because he was on a multi-year contract for big money. Surely they've had to give him a big payoff. You can't just... Unless they have weird get-out clauses. But in reality, if I'm signing what presumably would have been like a 5-year contract and $1 million a year or whatever it would have been, and they say, yeah, we're letting you go now. I'm like, well, yeah, fair enough, but you are paying me for the next 4 years. I signed a 5-year contract and $1 million a year. I don't want to leave. Keep paying me. Can we see the league table? You can see the league table. That's the league table. So we're in with a chance. I think we have a cooldown period. That's how they got rid of the Good Brothers. Well, I thought they wanted to leave. That's how they got rid of them. That was a mutual thing. It's a little bit different if you want to leave. But I just can't imagine he wanted to leave. Unless he's done with wrestling. Can't think of any reason why he would want to leave. I mean, maybe he'll show up in a movie in a year's time. And that's why he's left, because he's done with wrestling. But no one in wrestling is going to pay him the kind of money he was on at WWE. Also, Mr. H, thank you very much for the 15 months. Maybe he's the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie. Cast someone better than Braun Strowman to be the Thing. Him versus The Rock in Fast and Furious 10. Never seen a Fast and Furious movie. I don't feel like I'm missing out. What I don't get is he was getting loads of TV time. Well, that's what I mean about it's different people making the decisions. This Nick Khan guy's coming in and making the business decisions, but he's not involved in the booking decisions. So I imagine the conversation went something along the lines of, this Braun Strowman guy, he's got one of the biggest contracts in the company. Why isn't he the champion? He's not good enough to be the champion. All right, well, let's get rid of him then. If you're paying him this kind of money, we either build a brand around him. We bin him off. Are we building a brand around him? No, we're binning him off then. Out the door. I imagine that's how the conversation has gone. Right, let's keep our winning run going, hopefully. Against Orsha, who are down near the relegation zone. Right. Okay, this is pretty much the only team we can play with the age restriction that we've got. We need to get that on here as well. We need to get the age. I wonder if this is going to be a thing in the top flight as well. Is this a thing in the top flight as well? Does anybody know? Who's managed it in Belarus before? Are we going to be concerned with ages of players forevermore now? We need to sign a bunch of teenagers, then it stops being an issue. Did you see the video I put up over the weekend, which was the Champions League final from the Sheffield United save? The amount of people whinging in that about the music, or me humming along to the music. I now see why we don't get the stream numbers I hoped we would. This is why we're not streaming to 1,000 people. My music choices are terrible, and I hum to it, and it really gets on some people's nose. Nose? Yeah, it gets on people's nose. It really gets on some people's nerves, apparently, the humming. Can't stop it. I love bumming. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Come on, boys. Penalty. We'll have that. Thank you very much. Come on, you orange bears. No more than 6 players. No more than 6 foreign players in the team in the top league. Okay, that's fine. That's similar to how it was in Greece. I'm used to that rule. I think that's the exact same as the rule we had with Apollon, which is why the likes of Sanchez missed out on a lot of football, because we had to stick to that 6-player limit. You can have more in the squad, but you're only allowed 6 in the starting 11 or on the pitch at the same time. Or even in the matchday squad, I think it was in Greece. Is it the same as that rule? 6 in the matchday squad. When you say foreign, do you mean like foreign? Belarus, not EU, presumably? So we're talking foreign, but Russian doesn't count as foreign. Russian and Kazakhstan, not foreign. I think. We'll figure it out if and when we get there. I don't think it's a now problem. Most people don't understand the streams then. How about the game and the music? It's about the chat. Exactly. We love a good old chat. A lovely old natter. A lovely natter over the garden fence. The only rule you won't like is you have to have a keeper on the bench. I always have a keeper on the bench. That's fine. That's just sensible management. I'm not one of these maniacs who doesn't have a keeper on the bench. Unless it's like 3 subs and one of them has to be a keeper. That's a little bit harsh. But I don't think there's any leagues that only have 3 subs now, is there? Scotland are winning. Well, I never. It's nice for them to get a win this summer. We're not going to see much more of that. Have I told you, like, I finished my sticker book, by the way? My sticker book is complete. So, no, that's not Scotland, that's Slovakia. Let's find Scotland. Scotland were one of the first countries I completed, actually. Stickers were easy to get hold of. There you go. So who scored for Scotland? Let's see if he's in the sticker book. Because obviously they have to print these way in advance. I noticed Sergio Ramos is in the Spain squad in here. Which I know he's not in real life, is he? Should we see Jack Hendry? Jack Hendry. Does Jack Hendry have a sticker? He does not. Jack Hendry is not a real footballer. He has no sticker in the sticker book. So I'm afraid that goal doesn't count. The England squad. Nick Pope is one of the 2 goalkeepers in the sticker book. And he didn't get in, did he? Who else? Who else? Everyone else looks like they're in. Yeah, I think everyone else on here got in. But yeah, no Nick Pope. Does Lee Griffiths have a sticker? Supposed to be making substitutions, but now we're looking at the sticker album. Does Lee Griffiths have a sticker? No. His sticker album is unique as well, because most of the nerds who go out and complete the sticker album will have the hardback. I bet there's not many of the soft cover sticker album, the child's version of the sticker album, that are fully complete. But because I've never finished a sticker book before, I wanted to do it the way 9-year-old me would have done it. And there's no way 9-year-old me gets a hardback, so I wanted the classic. And it is complete. I'm very happy about it. Waited a long time. Are the 4 fullbacks in? It's a good question. How many right backs are in the England squad have stickers? So England sticker right backs. There's Trent. There's Trippier. There's Walker. So there's no what's his face from Chelsea, whose name I can't remember. He's not got a sticker. James. Oh my word, what is going on here? Maybe we should have made some substitutions. Evan, thank you very much for the sub. Did I say thank you to Mr. Woods as well? I don't remember if I did. Thank you, Mr. Woods. Dun, dun, dun. Right, we are still 1 point behind with a game in hand, so this is a good thing. This is okay. Right, let's get ITV player on so we can keep track of what's going on there. Obviously, I can't put the video or audio on the stream, or I'll get a Twitch ban. What I can do is log into ITV player, apparently, so that I can at least keep an eye on what's going on and we can talk about it. I assume a lot of you are going to be watching as well. Kill the sound. Sound is killed. If we put that over here. There you go. I've got a little window where I can now watch the football. It looks like it's just about to kick off. Perfect timing. Got to learn who these players are ready for the summer. I've not watched an England game since the World Cup, so I have no idea who any of this lot are. A very new look team to me. So, I need to get used to them. How was my day out? It was good. It was only really a morning out. We were back by mid-afternoon. And then I did the weirdest brand deal I've ever done. You keep an eye on my Instagram towards the end of the week. It ties into the Euros. And it is a very, very odd brand deal. It's awesome. It's a really cool brand, a really cool concept. But what we had to do this afternoon was mental. I recently came out as non-binary. It was scary. Well, congratulations. Right, youth intake, nobody with 5-star potential. Pathetic. Pathetic. Of the 23 World Cup squad weren't called up. Quite bizarre. I guess you add the fact that there's the extra year as well. It's been 3 years since World Cup. He's not wearing a tie or a waistcoat. Everything's changed. Southgate's doing Wednesday night on the lowdown. He's wearing a polo shirt. Does anyone know how you can check the sponsorship income for your league? Yeah, it's on here. There you go, sponsorship income. Boom. Right, criticize his training level, the rascal. England winning yet? What a waste. Yes, we'll sign this, like, even though none of them are any good, really. What, 1-1 in the Scotland game, is it? Who is Scotland playing? Too hot for Southgate. He's wearing a jacket, though, over his polo shirt. Scotland are playing the Netherlands. Oh, they should be thumped in that game then, shouldn't they? Well, I looked at the Netherlands lineup earlier. Did they just forget to call up a striker? What's gone on there? They've got all these world-class defenders. Are there not any Dutch strikers at the moment? What's that all about? Hi. Is he a striker, though? From Football Manager, I know him as a guy who can play anywhere across the attacking midfield 3, rather than a striker, like not like an out-and-out striker. And they've got that fella that Ben had up front in the last showdown. It was rubbish. Weghorst, is that his name? Liam, thank you for the 13 months. And he was rubbish for Ben. That's all I know of him. So I think doing Kev style tonight, as Kev would dress like it. Yeah, I know. I mean, me and Gareth are on the same wavelength. We love right backs. We'll fit as many right backs into our squad as possible. And it's too hot to wear a tie. So me and Gareth Southgate, one in the same. Right, how many kids have we got in? Just 2. Okay. We need another win. Pie's been playing up front for the last year, has he? Guadu's at the under-21 Euros. But again, I remember managing him on Twitch like last year. He's a left winger, isn't he? Rather than a striker. Like an inside forward. Did I watch the AEW pay-per-view? I did. I very much enjoyed it. They don't ever disappoint, do they? They know their way around a wrestling pay-per-view. Quick save update. I mean, you're early. We're very early. We're early doors. This is only the second save. Second stream of the save. As I watch Trent shoot over just as he bursts into the penalty area. We joined the club midway through the season with them down in the bottom half. We've got 3 games to go. We're trying to squeeze into the playoff to try and get promotion at the first time of asking. a good few weeks for assistant manager too. 1 year the semi-final in the lowdown, then won the Champions League. Yeah, exactly. You're quite far behind, Kev, so no spoilers. I don't know why I'm behind. I guess I'm going to be behind the telly, I guess. I mean, I don't mind spoilers, because then you'll be able to tell me when to look, because I can't just sit here watching it. I've just seen a corner, quite a poor corner. So at least this way, I'll know when to look. Stadium Stampede wasn't trash. Stadium Stampede was fine. And I was listening to the Wrestling Observer Radio, and I don't know if they've been prompted with this was the idea of the story behind the Stadium Stampede, but the Stadium Stampede basically told the story of the last year or so, in so much as it started in an empty, deserted stadium in silence, and then you got the fans back at the end. And I thought it was quite fun. I thought it was really cool. And just finishing the show with everyone singing Judas was awesome. Having the fans back was brilliant, though. Harry Kane to Man United would be a good move. Would it? For who? I thought he wanted to go to a big club. I thought he wanted to win something. We're in third place as it stands, boys and girls. Third place with a game in hand over Granite with a team behind us. Slonim a four. When we played them, they were top of the league. I think they've lost every game since we played them. So we've knocked the stuffing out of them completely. Harry Kane and Ricky J. Jones up front. Jones doesn't leave this summer. If we don't sign a striker this summer, it means Jones will be playing a lot next year. He's barely played for us this year. But he did score his first league goal on the last day of the season. He's very quick, looks lively when he comes on. Right, Nurisov is injured. Does this mean complicated maths? No, we can cope with just doing a straight swap there. That works fine. Come on, boys! Ooh, we've hit the post! I mean, look how tight it's getting at the top now. We don't want to look up. We were just aiming to hit these playoffs. We've hit them now. We don't have any young players to come on. This is problematic. Ugh. We need to bring a midfielder on. There you go, we'll do that. Right. Do I think Clark Harris will leave Posh this summer? Only if we upgrade. He's not gonna go to a championship club because, I mean, I don't know. It depends how savvy we are. If there's someone out there dumb enough to give us 5 million for him, you bite their arm off. I'm not confident he makes a step up. He's played at championship level before and been nothing special. He's old in terms of young strikers. I wouldn't be heartbroken if he left. We're in second, boys and girls. We're actually sat in an automatic promotion spot. 3 games to go. We're 2 points off the top of the league. We could actually win the league. Ivanov, he was a good signing, wasn't he? Did I sign him? Can I take the credit for him? Doesn't look like it. Or can I? When did he sign then? He's on loan, but didn't sign this season. Is he on loan? Yeah, so he's on loan, but didn't sign this season, apparently. But I think he's scored almost all of his goals since I've been here. What a run that is. Keep it up. Looking forward to finally ticking Peter off the 92 next season. Now they're in the same league as Luton. Excellent. What's the new save? Haven't made it in a while because of exams. I'm managing FC Smorgon in the Belarusian second tier. I think there is a command to give you more information. If someone could find that for you. It's so hot in here. Oh my word. It's hot in here. Well, neither of them commands are the right one, are they? Mods, what command have we set up for this save? We need to update that one. There we go. Lingard disallowed goal. Right, I've not... At the moment, it's a corner. So I guess I'm about to see this disallowed goal. So presumably it comes from this corner that I'm about to see. Bellingham's arguing with the ref. So let's have a look at the disallowed goal. So in swinger from Trent. There's the ball in the back of the net. What's that disallowed for then? He doesn't even celebrate, so he knows that the whistle must have gone. Without the commentary on or a replay, what was that, offside? What's it disallowed for? Oh, there's a player who falls over. How is he falling over though? Is that Mings has hit him in the head? Presumably it's for the foul. Looked soft to me. This is what we're going to have to get used to doing during the Euros. There'll always be a game on. And you lot will teach me how to follow the Euros properly. Now I've got the completed sticker book. Who's that holding their head? I mean, again, there's no contact with his nose there. Why is he gone down holding his nose? Footballers are pathetic. Saka. I've never seen Saka play. Obviously know him from my Arsenal save this year. Would appear he's not being played at left back. Southgate's obviously using him wrong. You know I love to use him at left back. Right, that's a problem. Our game's been postponed. Which I guess if results go our way, it's not so much of a problem. But I would rather have position than games in hand at the moment. This is what the league table is looking like. So 3 games to go. I mean, if Gomel lose this game, we could be above them with a game in hand, which would be perfect. I think that's exactly what's just happened. No, it's not. Oh, their latest scores. Do we get full-time scores? Wow, we fall all the way down to 4th again. But we've got 1 game in hand over Gomel, 2 over Granite, but we've lost position. And left wing. See, left wing, that makes double no sense. You either play him left back or inside forward on the right-hand side. This is what I know from Football Manager, and I assume it's true for real life. What are you playing him on the wing for? Right, so we're about to play the game in hand on the Tuesday night. I love the fact that the ITV player is telling me the news at 10 is on at 10:15. Don't call it the news at 10 if it's on at 10:15. That's just confusing. It's the news at 10:15. Saka's miraculously recovered by the looks of things. Good for him. Good to see a miraculous recovery. Right. Let's go win a football match. I would be very disappointed if we didn't go up this season now. Well, we could go top of the... Someone's just said you could go top. We genuinely could go top. Win this game, we go top of the league. Ooh. Top of the league with 2 games to go if we can beat a team called Pinsk. The old Pinskies. Come on! Let's do top of the league. We're going up as bleeping champions. My boy Grealish is injured. I can't kick my boy Jack. Multiple time Streamer Showdown champion. England's finest son. We've got a penalty. We have a penalty. Eyes off the England game for a minute. We have a penalty. (1-0) to the Bears. We are top of the league as it stands. Right. I assume we don't score from this free kick. Because no one's told me. So is Trippier playing left back? He's got the number 3 on his back. Surely that suggests an unbalanced squad straight away if you're having to play one of your 4 right backs at left back in the first friendly. Yeah, I hope he's an inverted wing back. So who are the left backs in the squad? Shaw and Chilwell. And they're both unavailable because they were faffing about playing club football. Is that right? What you like players that can be versatile. Trippier is one. Yeah, I do, but I just struggle to see the point of playing him at left back. But I guess if the other 2 are unavailable, it makes a bit more sense. Southgate made it so none of the Champions League and Europa League players can play tonight. I guess that's fair enough. We are 2-0 up, boys and girls. We're super top of the league now. I think if I was Southgate, I probably would have started Saka at left back. Just to say, look, I've got 3 left backs in the squad as well as my 4 right backs. I think by starting Lingard and then starting Trippier at left back, you're immediately opening yourself up to the media calling you a moron. But what do I know? I'm just a handsome YouTuber. We've got no young players on the bench. Again, we need some youngsters. That's our job for this winter. Southgate channel is in a Kev. Like I say, we're of the same mind. Inverted wing back. He knows how overpowered it is this year. Get Chilwell in at right back. Right, 2 games to go. We are inexplicably top of the league, but could just as easily fall out completely. It is tight at the top. How, sis? Thank you very much for the 4 months.
Smorgon of goals.
So we're playing a flat back 4 tonight, because again that surprises me a little bit, because I assume we're going to play a 3, and the reason for having all the right backs is because Kyle Walker's playing centre back like he did. Did he do that in the World Cup? I feel like he did that in the World Cup. Have you ever seen Kevin Southgate in the same room? Exactly. I may or may not have recorded a pizza brand deal today. Oh, that's a useful free kick. But no, nothing comes of it. The only way I would be watching this England match is because you lot are here, by the way. You're forcing me into becoming a football fan. Thank you. I bought an England mini kit for my car today. It's not going to go in my car. It'll go out my office window. I'm not soiling my lovely car with a football paraphernalia. Thought Southgate was going for the special K in reverse with his 4 right backs. Yeah, but it's the special K inverted. It's going to be inverted left back, inverted wing back. He's going to play all these right backs on the left, I tell you. Right, we are playing Gommel. What a big match this is. That's our usual midfield. That's fine. Well, well, well. A win here. Are they the same Gommel? Is there 2 Gommels? Oh, no, they're Locomotive Gommel. It's not as big a match. A win here still is a big step towards the title. How are we above that? So it must be on head-to-head because they've got a better goal difference than we have. But they're down in 3rd currently. They've got the best goal difference of all 3 of us. But both us and Arsenal, foreign Arsenal we'll call them, us and foreign Arsenal must both have better head-to-head with Gommel. That must be how it works, maybe. I had the 3 lines on my car Bluetooth window going through the streets of Glasgow today. I mean, that feels risky to me. We've won another penalty. We're all about the penalties. Oh, and we've missed this one. It's all gone wrong. Our title challenge has fallen apart. Gommel are top of the league now. They've gone ahead in their game. Foreign Arsenal. Oh, it's Foreign Arsenal versus Gommel. We don't care who wins as long as one of them does. That's a massive game. We need to pick up a win as well, but as long as one of them beats the other, we are... If one of them beats the other and we win our game, we're as good as there. In fact, with that head-to-head situation, if Foreign Arsenal beat Gommel and we win, I think that's us promoted. And that's a lovely goal, by the way. Look at this for a goal. This is a oh, it's not the 17-year-old. I thought it was him who hit it. It wasn't. Very good goal. Right, it's 23 minutes on the dot in the England game and we've got a corner. So that's how far behind my stream is. Come on! Oh, Ivanov trying to be fancy. Oh. Southgate must be watching the stream. Saka now inside forward on the right. What, and Grealish on the left? Who's playing centre mid? Or centre attacking mid? Who's the 4th attacker? Is Grealish on the left? Because that's where I'd play Grealish. Or in the middle. Who's the other attacker? Oh, Lingard. Of course, I forgot about him. What with him not being in the squad? Easy to forget about. So Grealish is playing central. Excellent. My boy, Jack Grealish. I discovered him. I made him what he is. Villa might think he's theirs, but I made that boy. With all these showdown wins. I turned him into a winner. We've just given away a penalty here. This puts a little bit of a spanner into our promotion. 1-1. 15 minutes to go. And we've taken off Ivanov. This is a bad idea. Right, Gom on a 2-0 up over foreign Arsenal. So all hope is not lost, but the title might be slipping through our fingers here. Ahoy there! That's how I'm going to celebrate goals all summer. Ahoy there! It's 2-1 to Smorgon. Trying to take off my flip-flops and I can't get them off. They're stuck to my feet. Ah! My flip-flop was agitating my bunion. I am the oldest streamer you watch, surely. How many other streamers get their bunions agitated by their flip-flops? Exactly. Is there a league split in Belarus, or is it? Yeah, it's a 24-match season. It's only a 13-match league. So I assume this is it. Oh my word! If I find out that there's a league split, I'm going to be horrified. I figured this was us winning the league. Now we need a local expert. This is another very good goal. Rocky, thank you very much for the sub.
Hope you're having a nice day. Cheers, mate. Party
We
top.
are top
Thumbs
of
up.
the Blethering League. If there's a league split, blame Scotland. No split. Excellent. Weren't there a lot of points deductions? What place would I be in without them? Good question. Shall we have a little look? So, Naftan have got a 15 points deduction, so they'd be below us. Kimmix, Vetligorsk, 9 points, they'd be below us. Lyda would still be below us. Orsha, 3 points, would still be below us. Gommel, 5 points. So Gommel would be top of the league on 47 points if they hadn't had a points deduction, but we'd still be in the automatic promotion spots. It shows how good Gommel are, that they're level on points with us, even though they had a 5-point deduction. But I would argue it just shows how good I've been since coming in and how rubbish we were before I arrived. We were down in like 10th place when I arrived. We've turned this ship around with bells on. So we've at least got the playoff. And we just need to not lose to secure automatic promotion. But obviously we want to win and win the league. Right, I'm seeing several players hovering around a free kick, which I assume in reality has already been taken, but at the moment it's Schrodinger's free kick. It looks like it's going to be Trent or Saka to hit it. Trippier's just walked off in disgust. Don't you remember that free kick I scored? He's gone. Oh, he's hit the wall. Should never have been picked. Oh. We got another free kick. Oh no, we fouled them. Okay. Offer this guy a trial. Is he one of the ones who's got a ban? No, so why is he available? He seems too good to be available. Igor Kazakov. See, he's a good player. We're going to sign him. Or try to. Bring him in for next season. In the next league up. Watching Wales versus France in Welsh. Do you speak Welsh? Apparently there were supposed to be 16 teams, but 3 were kicked out for the match fixing. Wow. So 3 were kicked out for match fixing, and another 5 got points deductions. What a mess this league was. Probably still is. Right. I'm watching this England game. And I don't watch the Premier League, so obviously I don't see him week in, week out. I just don't get Harry Kane. I just don't get it. Just Southgate just used him wrong. I know he was top scorer in the World Cup and all that kind of stuff, but it was mostly penalties, wasn't it? I never watched him thinking, oh, he's a constant goal threat. Don't get him. Tell me all about Harry Kane. Yes, you can cash in players, points on youth players. Absolutely. Harry Kane's the best corner taker there ever was. And I don't like strikers as captains either. Shouldn't be allowed. In the 90s, a team from Belarus signed Russian twins, only they never played together. The second twin only ever played when the first was suspended. Unsurprisingly, it was not two separate people.
It's too hot in here.
Yeah, I know. It's really hot in here.
Mass Effect's really good.
Mass Effect is really good, yes. It's so hot, my knees are aching with the heat.
Come out.
I don't think I'm making it till 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh.
No, because then Dave will just terrorise. Yeah, then people can't see my excellent shirt. Go on, leave it open for a bit. I've got a doorstop down there. There's a doorstop. Using bottles of water. Now everyone can see the coats though. Is it worth playing Mass Effect on PS4, Kev? Definitely. Definitely. I'm loving playing through it all again. I'm probably halfway through Mass Effect 2 now. It's been how I've been doing all of my free time. All my free time has been spent playing Mass Effect. Oh, they're saying they can see coats. It's all gone wrong. They're saying they can see coats. Oh, the illusion's gone. They now know I'm near the front door. It's all happening in France versus Wales. Wales had a player sent off and France missed a penalty. Nice. I got Mass Effect edition. Yeah, the Legendary edition. It's very good. What changes do I want in FM22? Hello, Dave. Dave, get out of my... Oh, no. He's trying to get my chicken sticks. I had chicken on a stick today, and now Dave's trying to get the remnants out of my bag. Get your nose out of my bag, you monstrosity. He's trying to get all my bag snacks. What do I want in FM22? Just more of the same. I never know. I love Football Manager. It's always good. Hello, Dave. You're not having my chicken sticks. Picture in picture would be lovely. I'm sure there's other stuff that I thought I haven't mentioned in videos over the year. I'd like them to fix that thing where you try and put a player in the middle of two players and they just swap them. Right, this thing. I'll show you it. I want them to fix this so that when I do that, he just drops in there first time rather than constantly swapping. Hey! That I would like to see fixed, please. Dave, no, get off my cable. Yeah, and lots of improvements to PvP. Dedicated servers. Bring the just rip off the showdown and put that in as a game mode. Call it the hoedown. Showdown mode. Hope you never run over a dog toy next time you cut the grass. Well, the key is to cut the grass a bit more often, and then I'll be able to see the dog toys. Tell you what, having that door open is making a world of difference. I feel like a new man. I've got a new lease on life. I've got a breeze now. It's beautiful. It'd be lovely if you could promise loan players you'll sign them so they don't get poached. Yeah, that would be great as well. I certainly don't feel like I need any big headline new features. I'm sure they'll announce one and I'm sure I'll love it. But just little quality of life tweaks. Players use social media. Oh, God. No, you're right. Can't get away from social media. I play Football Manager to get a break from it. Right, here we go then, boys and girls. If we win, we win the league. If we draw, we're promoted automatically. If we lose, we open the door for foreign Arsenal. I'd like to join the FM researchers team. Does anyone know the steps to take? Yeah, I used to be a researcher. You just keep an eye on the forum. When clubs are available, they advertise them on the forum and then you apply. So you'd have to wait for your club to become available. Make transfers more realistic. Yeah, better AI in general would be nice. Come on, boys. Come on, you bears. Up the bears. Easier to sell players. It's pretty easy to sell players as it is. It shouldn't be like FIFA where if you put a player on the transfer list, they go. There should be players you can't get rid of. It's what happens in real life. Jack Rodwell, as an example. Sometimes you just get stuck with a player. Usually through your own bad decisions or the bad decisions of the guy who was there before you. It's usually a case if they've been given too much money over too long a period of time at their previous club. And no one else will pay them the kind of money you're paying them, so they don't have an incentive to leave. That's usually when you get stuck with them. 0-0 at half time and we're still top of the league as it stands. Gommel still 0-0 in their game. Oh, oh, ah! Need to invest in a robotic lawnmower. Not a good idea when there's regularly dog poo on the grass. Unless it can navigate around dog poo. Right, come on, let's have an immediate reply. Let's not bottle this. Penalty. It is a penalty. Come on, boys. Immediate reply. He missed his last penalty in the last game. Oh! Oh! It's happening. If you want me to have this door open, you can't keep shushing me. I make noises. Bad things are happening. Oh, right, Ivanov's in. Here we go. Here we go. No. No, no. It's all gone wrong. I think we're still in a promotion spot at the moment. Foreign Arsenal seem to be bottling it just as hard as we are, which is handy. Come on, boys. Posture check, yes. I'll hydrate in a second as well because I'm thirsty. Right, so Foreign Arsenal are drawing. Gommel are drawing. We're losing. We need to do a football. So if Foreign Arsenal score, we're just really upset. Really sad. Of course, they're playing a flat max 7, which is interesting. Nice and easy to break down. Oh. Right. Where are our youngsters? So he can't come off unless we bring him on. So we are going to bring him on. He's going to come on in there. So we can bring him on there. And I think we need to bring on another striker. So we're going to bring him on. We're throwing men forward. We've got to turn this ship around. Come on now. How much would you pay for a lawnmower that can navigate around dog poo? I mean, if we were getting into that kind of territory, I'd just pay someone to come and cut my grass for me. I'm not that Desperate to have short grass. I'll just, anytime I want a barbecue, I'll cut the grass. It doesn't need to be cut all the time. Come on, what's going on? Right, here we go. An equaliser here and we win the league if everything else stays as it is. But no, we're still in a situation where foreign Arsenal could ruin my afternoon. Come on, boys. Right, here we go. Here's the goal. I mean, that's a terrible, terrible ball forward. How tall's our goalkeeper? 5'11". What is the point of him existing? What use is a 5'11" goalkeeper to anybody? Can't send him forward for corners, can I? No! Well, we definitely can't get back into it now. We're just relying on the losers not losing against foreign Arsenal. Or else it's the playoff. And you know my history of playoffs this year. It is not a good one. All eyes on foreign Arsenal. And hopefully they've bottled harder than we've bottled and we'll backdoor Kev it. We had a chance for silverware here. And we've thrown it away. Chasing that surplus. Doesn't even matter that we've got a corner now. Just show me the latest scores. This is where we need picture in picture. Jordan Pickford looks completely different to how he did in the World Cup. You sure it's the same guy? Oh, we won the league! No, we didn't. Why is the Gommel score not through? Why? What absolute nonsense is going on here? In a country riddled with match fixing, how the hell do you let this happen? So even though it looked like they were playing at the same time as us, they don't actually play for 4 days. Surely you make sure all the last day fixtures are on the same day. So yeah, both of them haven't played yet. Wow. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That seemed to suggest that we're definitely in the playoff. Because it's on our fixture list. So the game knows. Even though the results haven't happened yet, the game knows we're getting shafted here and finishing third. Because that's already on our fixture list. Not happy with all of this. Not happy at all. Check Arsenal's fixture list. Yeah, have they got it on theirs as well? No. So we're the only one with that playoff on the fixture list. So we're finishing third. They both must be winning. This is hideous. You're on the playoff because you've qualified for it. So is it on Gommel's fixture list? Nope. Only on ours. much cheating going on. This is absurd. What is it postponed for? Right, well, let's see what go. So Arsenal drew. So we're still above Arsenal, so we must be promoted now. I don't understand what the hell is going on here. We're promoted. But Gommel still haven't played. I've never had such a confusing promotion in all my years playing Football Manager. So when are Gommel playing? We don't know if we've won the league yet. Yeah, I don't really know. The budgets don't really mean much to me. I don't know how that compares to what we had. I guess it's a lot more wage budget than we had. And still not much in the way of transfer budget. Right, when do Gommel play their game? Oh, it was going to tell me there. They're playing on Thursday. Yeah, I think they need an extra bit of points deduction. Obviously, 5 points wasn't enough of a deduction because they still got promoted. Right. Let's Ivanov can go home. Can we extend his loan? No. Does that mean he's getting released by them? No. Perhaps we can't extend because it's outside of the transfer window. Well, that is still telling me we're playing in the playoff, by the way. Even though we're already promoted. Oh my goodness me. Ivanov's loan ends next year, does it? Okay, that makes sense. Promotion means I can sign non-Belarusians. Excellent. Right. Come on, Naftan, who are rock bottom of the league with their 50. I mean, these are but two teams who've already been punished for match fixing. How odd that it's all ended up like this. Gommel won. They've won the league. Boom. We got promoted. That's all that matters. But apparently we're still playing a playoff. By the way, that league, that was the first game we'd lost at Smorgon that last day of the season. That bottle job that cost us the title. The only game we've lost. Gommel will need another 5 points taking off them. Another 6 to get them out of the playoffs. How did this league turn out in real life? Belarusian First League 2020. I want to see how the table ended up looking. You get league tables. Oh, there you go. So in real life, Smorgon got promoted from 6th place. But why? So Krumkachi got into the playoffs. So Sputnik and Gommel both got promoted. Krumkachi got into the playoffs. Several teams withdrew. And Smorgon got promoted for reasons that aren't clear. Oh, here we go. We've got some playoffs. Yeah, Smorgon are not in them. Why did Smorgon get promoted? Maybe their Wikipedia page will give me a clue. No, because it hasn't been updated since 2016. Could Smorgon play in the Belarusian Premier League next season? Many unconfirmed rumours have emanated out of Belarus over the last few weeks as to which team may take Gorodea's place in the Premier League for the 2021 season. The village team will very unfortunately not take place in the top flight this season, as they've apparently been dissolved due to major financial problems. Fair enough. So Smorgon, who finished in 6th place and 16 points behind Krumkachi, have now issued this statement on their website. The management of Smorgon Football Club commented on the possibility of playing in the Premier League in the new season. The club's director, Pavel Lutko, commented on the situation as follows. Funding, development plan and formation of the squad, already staffed by the coaching staff, are being agreed. There's an infrastructure, JUSH, whatever that is, 480 students, a women's team transport, which is a prerequisite for admission to participate. Of course, the Major League will be a great help to the development. So they were just given a place. So they were just handed the spot. Oh, there you go. FC Smorgon, 6th place team of last year's season, were additionally promoted to the Premier League to replace Gorodea, who disbanded in the winter. Smorgon were chosen ahead of Krumkachi, who were denied a Premier League licence. Two other teams, Foreign Arsenal and Lokomotiv Gomel, who did not apply for a licence due to insufficient financing. Well, there you go. We got promoted properly. Because we've got the most money, from what I can tell. In a league riddled with match fixing, we were able to throw some cash around. Good work, the Bears. Oh my word. Oh, apparently we've won the league. Oh no, it's not us, that's them. Oh, I'm so confused. So, is that other team, do they still exist? No, they have been removed. So there's only 15 teams. So how many teams are there going to be in the highest league next year? So only 2 are coming down, 3 are coming up. So that's going to become a 16 team. No, actually, that's not true. What? Yeah, that'll be a 16 league team next year. So do we think more are coming up into this league to make this a 16 team league as well? How odd. How very, very odd. You can go to the rules and click next season. Okay, rules. Next season. So next season, yeah, it'll be 16 teams next season. So there's a lot of teams coming up. And likewise, 16 teams in the top league as well. There's going to be a lot of teams getting promoted. Wow. Well, well, well. No, we don't want a takeover. We're the one club that don't need a takeover. Right, offer him a trial. Just offer everybody trials. Thing is, until we tick up into the next league, he'd be good for us now, but is he going to be good for us next year? Probably not. I don't really know. Let's sign him anyway. We've got loads of money. Sign them all. Sign them all. Yeah, I mean, if we're looking for... I mean, there's not at all dodgy his career path, is it? He's got around a bit, this boy. I'm loving this save already. It's mental. Right, are we allowed more staff? No. No more staff allowed. I think we're allowed an extra scout. In fact, we haven't got any scouts. How have we not got scouts? I guess we weren't allowed scouts before. How have we still not got a physio? I thought we dealt with this already. No physio, no head of sports science. It's all gone wrong. So we've gone all... No wonder we had so many injuries. We've gone all the way through that season with no physio. Oh, dear. I feel like that might be on me. We won't worry about it, though. So, in other news, it's half-time in the England game, isn't it? Still 0-0. I've not really been watching it. Tell me all about it. Is there... is it coming home based on what we've seen in that 45 minutes? 1-0 France. Mbappe scored. Hold on. Cup quarter-final in 4 months. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? So we got through to the 3rd round of the Cup. So the quarter-final takes place next season against our parent club. What? What? Oh, dear. Right. We need to get rid of some of these fringe older players. Don't really need fringe players. Although we do want the Bolt. He can stay. How have I just... What have I done there? Yes, we're in the same division as our parent club now. And that's who Ivanov is on loan from as well. So there's every possibility that that relationship will get terminated and we'll lose the players we have on loan from them. I don't know if that's a thing in Belarus. Playing in the same division will terminate the link. So, how many players are on loan from them? Not him. Him. So we lose him. We lose Ivanov. We lose him. So 3 relatively important players. Because as soon as the relationship ends, those loans will get terminated, I presume. I mean... Because his loan contract is until the end of next season. So it's got over a year to go yet. It doesn't say it can be terminated. So does this exist outside of the agreement we have with them as an affiliate club? Try and sign better players. I mean, I never would have come up with that on my own. Try and sign better players. That's, I mean, we'll give it a bash. Sounds complicated. So this is our player season review thing. Signing of the season. I mean, a lot of this happened before I arrived. But we were supposed to reach the playoff as a minimum. So I've basically turned around the mess they were in before I came in. Finished second. No real attendance, but the board are happy, which means I'm happy. I'm all about pleasing the board. Money looking good. There's your team of the year. And Ivanov wins everything because he's awesome. And sets lots of records as well. These are all the new club records. Presumably because it's the first season and there weren't records on file for them. I imagine in the history of FC Smorgon, at some point someone's kept more than 5 clean sheets for them. Surely. Right. So Club Vision, fight bravely against relegation. We'll do what we can. Have England made any substitutions at half-time? Where's the fight bravely one? I want you to fight as hard as possible to avoid relegation. There you go. And let's perform above expectation in the cup. Yeah, boom. Sorted. So, no sign of Ivanov being ripped from my clutches just yet. Has he actually got significant potential? He actually has. So, let's give him a new contract. We need to qualify for the Champions League this year so we can start planning on winning that, showing how much better I am than Zealand. I am the king of Belarus. Is there a king of Belarus? If there's not, there is now, and it is I. I am the king of Belarus. I just realised I'm mindlessly offering these guys new contracts. He's got 3-star potential. Then I guess we need some young players just to pad out the squad. To sit on the bench, more than anything. No subs made. Fair enough. I mean, is there much on the bench if all the players who were in the European finals aren't available? There can't be much left on the bench, surely. If you're not even getting game time in a game like this, may as well just go home. Who's available but not in the side? Calvert-Lewin, I guess. Anybody else? They have a king, apparently. Interesting. Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse. What? I thought Ward-Prowse was sent home. Thought he hadn't made the squad. Or is he another Lingard situation? Oh, we're getting a new ground. Beautiful. We're going to move into it. I mean, how? Oh, no, it's just undersoil heating. It's not a new ground at all. It's just undersoil heating. Which is going to cost us £1 million for hot mud. Ridiculous, but it will be in place for the new season. Imagine spending £1 million on hot mud. Okay. Excellent. Good night. Because you always say that. You won't come back down. Everyone say bye-bye to Anna. She'll be asleep the next time I see her. Won't be back. That's it. Just going to give Andy his bath. And then she's going to just fall asleep on our bed. And that'll be that. Does the league start in January? Not January. It starts in April. So we've got a long summer / winter. I know what I mean. I don't know when we officially tick over to being in the new league. So foreign Arsenal got promoted as well. So all 3 teams have got promoted. Foreign Arsenal joining us next year. Along with Gommel. Talking of Arsenal, do you reckon he'll come and sign for me yet? Why can't... Oh, there he is. Chief Scout. There. Not interested. Rubbish. Ow, 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 ow. I'm sitting on my balls funny. Ow. Oh, hold on. I moved slightly and now my pants tightened around my balls. Oh. There you go. Sorted. Maxim Teleko. Did we play him? His name doesn't seem no. He wasn't one of my boys. So yes, he can leave. Oh. That was a real testicle situation there. Streamer injury, I know. Too much time sitting in my chair and I'm a little bit too old. So I am prone to sitting on my balls. I don't like the fact this guy's not very well scouted. We need him to be on trial for longer. He wasn't really playing for Sputnik. I think we could probably do better than him. We're not going to sign him. 2-1 Scotland. Blimey. See in a few years someone using streamers' balls as a way for a day off work. I mean, if any of the underwear companies want to sponsor me, solve my ball issue, I'm always up for a new sponsor. Just ask the good people at NordVPN. They had nothing to do with my testicles, but they are great, and you should get NordVPN. Right, he can leave them. So 40 minutes left in the England game. I would like to see a goal. I want proof that it's coming home. But apparently such proof is not available to me. Kevin Nisbet has scored for Scotland. Bet he's not in the sticker album. Shall we have a look? Kevin Nisbet. Is he related to Rab C? I can't find Scotland now. Right, let's have a little look. Nisbet. He's not in the squad. Goal disallowed. Will I buy the new Switch? Is it actually fully, properly announced now? Is that what it's called, the Switch Pro? Or is it still just leaks? If it's a significant upgrade, I'll probably buy it. I kept upgrading my DS when they upgraded them. Are we close to 100k on the gaming channel? Yes, ridiculously close. Ridiculously close. Like stupidly close. Feels like there's a solution to that. How many of you are here? If you all subbed twice now. I'm subbed 5 times. How many Google accounts have you got? Right, is Trippier getting to take a free kick this time? No, he's not. He just stood vaguely near it. Right, Ivan Molchanov. Again, the name doesn't really ring any bells. We were using him until tonight. And then apparently tonight's stream, we just stopped using him. No, we can do better than him. We don't need to give him a new contract. Bum, 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 bum. Good to know. My passive-aggressive protest is... What passive-aggressive protest? What's happening? I don't understand. Austria are dirty players, are they? Bunch of rascals, is that what we're saying? Are we all going to call Mike a rascal when he's next in? Mike was in earlier, but now he's gone. I think he said he was watching the football with his dad. Did I see what Mings just did? I didn't. If he just did it, there's a chance it hasn't happened yet on my screen. Hydrate. I'm not seeing... Oh, he did it in the first half. Then no. Am I winning the battle to go to the zoo on Friday? I won the battle, but then lost the war because we were going to go to Woburn Safari Park and they were all sold out. But we're going to go to Drayton Manor instead, which has animals. So it's a bit of a compromise. It's a theme park. It's got Thomas Land in it, so Andy will enjoy it. But animals. So I'll enjoy it too. Compromise. I'm the king of compromise. Right, I'm watching England prep for a free kick. Really, really out wide. Basically on the touchline. And again, it's rubbish. Our set pieces in this game have been terrible. Ward Prowse must be sat there on the bench thinking, and I'm not in this squad somehow. Talk me through how I'm not on the pitch. Nobody can hit a set piece. Drayton Manor is amazing. Not been for years. Yeah, I've never been. So I'm very excited. Will I get to see Richard? I won't get to see Richard. No. Richard's not hanging around at Drayton Manor, I don't think. Goal England. Right, I am looking. At the moment, it's in the Austria half. So this is where we find out how far behind my stream is. I'm on 55 minutes, 19 seconds. Trent's about to take a throw. So let's have a little look at what happens here then. So throw from Trent. Is that Bellingham? My screen's so small I can't tell who's got the ball. Just they're playing head tennis at the moment. Now Austria are on the attack, so we must be hitting them with a counter attack, presumably. Goals just come through to my watch as well. Here's the counter attack. Who's that who's played that ball forward? Have we made a substitution, or is that Lingard? Who's the number 10? Oh, is that Grealish? Oh, there you go. 1-0 England. Crack-a-lackin'. And big shout out to ITV Player for being so far behind the action. Right, I'm now getting to see a replay. So is that Grealish who played the original ball from midfield out wide? My boy Jack. Good work. Right, do we want this guy called Dennis? I think we do. You can never have too much Dennis, in my experience. How well scouted is he? 1% knowledge level. Maybe we won't take the plunge on him just yet. 1% knowledge level. It's nothing to do with my internet speed. My internet is beautiful. All ITV's fault. Right, we can appoint 2 scouts, 6 scouting. What a world we're about to live in, where we've got scouts with 6 scouting. Imagine the players we're going to be able to bring in. Really, start of the move was tackled for the pass to Saka. Excellent. Good to see my boy Jack getting involved so that we've got more chance of actually starting him when the Euros get up and running. I'm watching off and I was trying to sort an issue with one of my PCs of setting up a PC for my mate's son today. Splendid. No, I've never seen 1% scouted before either. Quite the experience. I don't really know. This is troubling me a little bit because I have no concept of what stage of the summer we're at. It's not ticked over to the new leagues yet, but I don't know when the transfer window opens. I don't know when the new season starts. I don't really know how urgently we should be looking for players because my instinct is wait until we tick over into being a higher league team Apparently we have poor club finances. Because then we'll get better caliber of players show up on our scout reports. Plus we don't have any scouts at the moment. So all in all, at the moment, bringing in anyone seems a little bit silly when we don't need to rush to do it. Look at the rules. To warn you, Thomasland will get busy. It also has a train ride from Thomasland to the zoo. Oh, that sounds amazing. We can cope with busy. Oh, I can do a coaching course. I'll have a bit of that. Right, the rules. You lot love the rules, don't you? So next season, when does it start? What? Oh, it's the playoff. So we don't even want the first league. We want the highest league. Start date 4th of April. So ages yet. When does the transfer window open? 29th of December until the 23rd of March. That's a long transfer window. Board just blocked something. My coaching course. Scumbags. After all I've done for them. After all I've done for them, they're going to block my coaching course. Hideous. Absolutely hideous. Subs coming on. Interesting. Let me know who and what happens. What's that? We've had a transfer blocked. We couldn't bring in the scout. Why couldn't we bring in the scout? Board have cancelled the transfer and remind you of your promise there'd be no changes to the backroom staff following your appointment. I've been here nearly a year. We've just got promoted and I want a scout. Ridiculous. It is all kicking off here in Belarus. What is happening? Mings looked miserable and he was limping. What's up with him? In a league, rampant match fixing. The board have questioned your integrity. I know. Can you believe it? Right, Calvert-Lewin's another one I've never seen play. I've used him quite a lot in FIFA, early on in FIFA 21. Did he get a player of the month or something? Or a decent SBC? I know there was a reason we all used Calvert-Lewin for like 2 weeks. So I used him quite a lot then. A one to watch maybe? That's all I know about Calvert-Lewin. Alright. Just keep scouting, even though I've got no one to scout you with. You did get player of the month. That'll be why we got a special card then. What's the plan if I get sacked? Don't know. I'm not going to get sacked, am I? We're going to win the Champions League. I've been rewatching Back in the Borough. The number of times the selling of Nuhu is discussed is hilarious. I still don't understand how we kept him for as long as we did. What a hero Enoch Nuhu was. Sir Enoch Nuhu. Right, we'll just offer these new contracts I'm being told to offer. We don't need to think about it too hard. No, you're not having a relegation release clause. What do you think this is? Holiday camp? Ridiculous. Everyone gets a contract. Oh, a 39-year-old from the Ukraine. That's my kind of player. Hello, Kev from across the pond. Hello to you across the pond. What, the pond here? You see me? Or we're talking about a different pond. Get out of my garden. Weird. Ooh. Oh my word. I've not been up this late for ages. And it's hot. And I've been out all day being energetic. Austria hit the crossbar. Right. That should be happening for me in about 40 seconds then, I think. I'm just waiting for that to happen before I press continue again. I'm assuming it's from this move. They've got themselves into a decent position, and there is the crossbar. Is Pickford still on? I'm surprised Pickford's not been taken off. You think you give your other goalkeepers game time in these friendlies? Right, let's have a scouting package. Even though we've got no scouts. What's going on behind there? Dave's rummaging. Right, the window's about to open. Transfer window, not the one in my office. That's already open. It's warm. Now see if you can get the scout. There's no point yet because we're still not ticked over into the new season. We're still considered to be a first league team. That's Mr. 6 times. Hooray! Kevy 6 times. Who'd have thought? What a man. Excuse me, get your dirty fingers off of my 16-year-old. Get out of here. Suppose he's not put on Ramsdale and play Henderson or Johnson versus Romania. We don't need to play all 4 of them, do you? You just use the 3 who are going, or even just use the 2 that are going. 2 that, like, your first choice and your backup, your third choice keeper, unless a disaster happens, isn't playing. But you think your backup keeper, you get some game time too during these friendlies. How many friendlies do we have? Is it just this one? Or do we have another one? Romania on Sunday. Well then, whoever's your second choice keeper needs to play the full 90 minutes then. Anything you'd like to see taken out of the game for FM22? Yeah. On, you know when you do draft mode against the AI and Work the Space and Dr. Benji and Chesnoid have all got their own little characters on there and I haven't. I'd like them all to be taken out of the game. It wouldn't even be enough for me at this point for me to be added in. I would just want them taken out. And then me putting in. Ooh. No, don't need this guy. Release him. Right, our financial position is not strong enough. This isn't good. Our financial position looks fine. Oh, I see. Maybe not. Enjoyed your chat with Diz today on his scouting centre. Glad you enjoyed it. If anyone's not seen that, it's excellent bedtime listening. Once we're done on this stream, we talked for nearly 2 hours. I talked a lot. He needs to control his interviewees better. He needs to reel me in. Right, Kirill Sidorenko. 25-year-old Belarusian, former under-21 international. 21% scouted. That's the dream. Still, I don't think we need to rush into someone like that. Apparently the UK have left the European Union. House Chair's got a named manager. Because it was when Curtis was the social media guy. And he knew Ches, so he gave him one, I guess. I'm sure Ches has got one. I might be wrong. Maybe Ches hasn't got one. But it was the guys who were the well-known guys 3 or 4 years ago. So I was too little back then. I wasn't big enough to have one. But no one's ever updated the list, so I'm not on it, and I'm very sad about it. I want my own little AI to play against. It's like the childhood dream. I'm actually in Football Manager. Right, we've got to start paying our bank loan back. It just, I mean, hot mud. Costing us an absolute fortune. When do we tick over to be in this highest league? Now you and Miles are buds, you must be able to make that happen. I mean, I've got higher priorities than... I don't really want it. Like I say, I'd rather they got taken out than me added in. Just for spite. Denmark have now scored 1-1 with Germany. Wow. I feel like FM21 online is getting an update. Hopefully we've shown enough through the Streamer Showdown. It can be popular, but it's very broken. Ben White's coming on, is he? Former Peterborough United player. We made him everything that he is. He'd be nothing without his time on loan at Posh. Grealish off, White on. England now 3 at the back. It's mad. He was playing for Posh like 2 years ago. He's now playing for England. Nuts. Do we want this guy? I expect the offer from Islok to be accepted as promised. He's transfer listed by request. On what basis? Wants to leave due to being left out of that. So we didn't even register him. Yeah, he can definitely leave then. I was in Football Manager player. Our Sunday League team in Australia was put in because one of our players did the player ratings attributes for the A-League. That's awesome. I was in it as one of the... When I did the scouting for Posh, I was in there as just a name. Similar to how you get Dave Azzopardi and Millie and them like show up now. But yeah, I've not been in it for a long time. It's going back like 10 years that I was doing the thingy. How is it still the Clates here on the Showdown Twitter? They're trolling me. Fine, it's all part of the storyline. They're just trolling me. What happened to the team morale? Morale's fine. It's just team cohesion. Lots of players who don't really know each other yet. We brought in a lot of players. I thought they were offering him a bottle of Bailey's then, but I'm hoping it's an energy drink. They've injected money to help with our running costs, but we're fine at the moment. I don't understand where this money problem has come from. We've got our hot mud. Beautiful. Why was it built in 96 and then rebuilt in 2003? What happened to it in that 7 years that it needed rebuilding? There was a war, was there? Fair enough then. I guess that'll do it. I don't know anything about wars. Right, transfer window opens there. We've got a little bit of time before the window opens. Right, he's definitely not going anywhere. We're still not a higher league team. How is this happening? Let's trial this guy. Dave has a party's biased to Wolves. He's a monster, that's why. He's a monster. Tell you what, now that door's open behind me, I'm getting a lovely breeze in here. I might actually turn my fan down a little bit. Where I was sweating through my clothes before, I've now got that. I was sweating, but now there's a cool breeze on it. It's just a little nippy. It's lovely. Like I'm outside. Maxim Kozlovic. Get him in on trial and have a little look at him. 1 minute plus injury time. Can Scotland hold out for a famous? It's not a winning a friendly is not a famous win. Home beat Paris Saint-Germain pre-season. It's not a famous victory. It's just a friendly, isn't it? Right, here's your rule changes. So there you go. We have ticked over into the highest league now. So 16 teams, which means a 30-game season this time. 2 goalkeepers must be in the squad. No more than 5 foreign players in the playing 11. Must be at least 1 Belarusian under-21 player in the playing 11. That's down. We had to have 2 last year, so now we need 1. But no more than 5 foreign players. But it looks like you can have like 3 more on the bench and substitute them. Only players registered are available to play. Yeah, the rest of it's all fairly standard stuff. Okay. So we're going to attempt to avoid relegation. That's that link terminated, but we keep the loans. Oh, excellent. So there are 16 teams in this league now. We are going to finish second bottom, apparently. Would that be relegation? Probably. So there's 2 automatic relegations, 2 go into the playoffs. That's 6 teams qualify for Europe, or 6, or is there some kind of playoff for the title? I don't understand what that part is. There can't be 6 European qualifiers out of Belarus, surely. Whereas European football truly is a joke. Oh, here we go. No, actually, no, we don't. I have no idea what that top 6 signifies. Have a look at what's happened to this league. So yeah, there's 16 teams down there as well. So 2 up, 2 into the playoffs, and 2 relegated. So it's now a 16-team league as well. We basically snuck up, similar to what they did in real life. We've snuck up the year it was easiest to do it. Checking out what happened last season is a good shout. Yeah, so only 3 teams qualify for Europe. Yet you've still got that 6 teams in green. I don't really know what that signifies. I'm sure we'll figure it out as time goes on. It'll be fine. Right. Hopefully now we can get a scout or 2 in, because we've ticked over into the new season. Also, a physio would be handy. That must be why we didn't get a physio before, because we're not allowed to hire one, because I promised I wouldn't need any more staff. Playoff for the 2nd Conference League spot. Is that what it is? So if we go back to last season, doesn't look like there was a playoff. Presumably they've won a cup or something, maybe? No. It's just a weird country. I don't understand what's going on. Right, there you go. That's it ticking over. Right, our scouting range has increased. My assistant manager is making actual cash offers for someone. Go for it. He looks good. He looks lovely. We'll have a bit of that. Yuri Nikiforenko. No, he's got potential. We keep him. Can I sign other players now? Yes. Yeah, no longer only allowed Belarusian players. Because we're allowed 5 foreign players now. Check promises. Where do promises live? Promises. No changes to backroom staff. 6 days left. Okay. So in 6 days we can appoint staff. Which is very handy. So salaries have all gone up because whoever was here before was a joker and included all those 25% pay rises on promotion. Ridiculous. According to Wikipedia, 1 team gets Champions League, 3 get Conference League. So yeah, I don't know what the 6 in green are for. Full-time, a famous 2-2 draw for Scotland. Oh, amazing. Right, he's much better than what we've got at the moment. Let's bring him in. Fringe player? Let's not. Don't want no fringe players. This is what we want. This guy. This one guy. Who my director has decided to bring in. Hayden, welcome in. Right, a Russian goalkeeper, no less. Get him scouted. Didn't even know Scotland had a football team. They've got 2, haven't they? It's Rangers and Celtic up there. As far as I was aware, it's a 2-team league. Why Scotland? Yeah, is it Rangers or Celtic who beat Holland or drew with Holland? Beat them 2-2. Straight away in the chat, we see why I will never manage either of the old firm teams. Posture check. Oh, yeah. The Wolverine, thank you very much for the sub. Right, Savitsky can go. Apologies to those of you watching on the YouTube replay who can't stand me humming along. Do 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 do. That's what you get. That's what you're really here for. We all know it. Right, Vlad, in you come. Or right only inverted winger. Ooh. Love it. Type best player on European and search bar nations qualification please. You can see how many teams qualify from each country in game. Yeah, I know, but we don't need to. We know 6 teams don't qualify. We just don't know what that 6th thing in green is at the top of the league. I'm sure it will become clear why that top 6 is significant. They certainly don't all get European qualification. We saw that last year. Osh Arpu. Yeah, but at least I can spell. So everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. Hang about SWFC Hayden. What's this with little lower league teams hassling us championship clubs? My word. My word. My word. Why is Anna phoning me? I don't even know where my phone is. Is this her telling me to be quiet now? Oh, hold on. Hello? I'm not shouting. Yeah, because the door's open. You opened it. Yeah, but I'm not shouting. I'm just... Then I suggest headphones. I'm very quiet. Toodle pip. Bye, Anna.
I can hear you saying toodle pip from downstairs.
I'm not going to whisper. I'm streaming. I'm entertaining the masses here. I've got to talk really quietly, everybody, because apparently our one neighbour is more important than everyone else. Right, where did we get to? Get her back on the next street. Yeah, get in here, Anna. Let's have a chat. Right, we don't need a holding midfielder. What do you think this is? Holding midfielders? Oh, we can bring an under-19s manager in, apparently. But I can't bring my own scout in. Absurd. Right, we want to keep him. You only got one neighbour. You don't want to lose him. Or do I? Recommend me a signing. Is that the one neighbour in the super office? The super office still sits empty. Someone has bought it. Well, it's been bought twice now since I've lived here. Once at auction, and then the guy who bought it at auction has now sold it to someone else for double the price he paid at auction. I'm having a lovely time with this super mega office. But yeah, I assume they're renting it out, and I don't think they have rented it out yet. But it will no, I don't think it will sit empty for long. It's a great flat. Don't come and live next door to me, any of you. Am I doing any coaching courses? No, because I wasn't allowed to. I was told no coaching courses for you. Kev, handsome Kev, I think they called me. No coaching courses for you. Wizardy Danny, thank you very much for the sub. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 5 minutes ago in the England game, still 1-0. Ridiculous. How do you only beat Austria 1-0? I know I was just saying friendlies don't matter. They don't matter when it's Scotland, but if England can only beat Austria 1-0, we may as well not bother going to the Euros. What's the point? We can't get another coaching course yet because I asked relatively recently and they said no. Right. Come on then. Back to the original proposal you go. What's up with you? Have you got a grumpy on as well? You've also got... Everyone's grumpy. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. At least this has been a practice watch-along for us for the Euros. Now we know we can do it. As long as we've got some football manager going on as well. I don't think I could just sit here talking about the entire game. But we can, we'll certainly do some watch-alongs during the Euros. Trent's injured. Luckily, we've got 18 right-backs in the squad, so we'll be all right. Is this how Lingard makes it into the squad after all, then? Right, we finally have a physio. He doesn't look that injured. He's standing. How do you like my new 35-year-old right back with 3 pace? Sounds great. Pace is overrated. Right, we have our fixtures. Lovely stuff. The way the cup's structured is weird. So we play the quarterfinals before the season starts. When does the final actually play? So the final gets played early on, like April time. What a strange way to do it. What's going on here? Some kind of highlight. Looks like he's got tears in his eyes. They've all got sweaty eyes. The problem with this England team, sweaty eyes everywhere. Right, we can now get some scouts as well. Finally. We can actually start scouting some players. Trent booked for going off the pitch and coming back on without permission. What did he go off for? How can you be booked for that? That's insane. Especially in a friendly. That's a ridiculous thing to book someone for in a friendly. Right, there we go. We have a reserves manager coming in. We're getting all the key positions in before physio and scout. Right, Duxo is not leaving. Duxo was an important part of the team towards the end of the season, so he is definitely sticking around. Oh, we have a scout. Finally, we have a scout. We have got a chance to win the cup. Winning the cup would be awesome. I think it's pretty unlikely, but it would be awesome. I don't really know what the gap between the bottom and the top of the top league is likely to be. I don't know how challenging a season we've got in store for us. It's going to be an interesting step up. Right, we're just going in for the same guys that we tried to get before. And hopefully now we're actually allowed to get them. Hleb is a scout now, yeah. Did he just show up on there then? Because I would like to bring him in. Hleb. As the official representative of Belarus, I would like to sign him. Oh, see, I've just got all my scouts in. I'll just sack one of them. We've got to get Hleb in. Right, apparently we've made an offer for this goalkeeper, which seems a bit of a weird thing to do. He's not any good. I assume as a backup option. Right. I think once the football finishes, we're going to call it there on the stream. Because it's still so hot in here. So hot in here. Ah. Can't bring Hleb in. Give me more scouts. It's Alexander Hleb. Bring him in as director of football. Ah. It's all gone wrong. Oh, that's ridiculous because they're now going to let me have more scouts. Why would it cancel the deal before doing that? Ridiculous. We'll just wait a bit and bring him in then. He should absolutely be coming in as director of football, not a scout. Do we have a director of football? If not, that's going to be his job. Oh, we do have a director of football. Rubbish. I don't want this guy. He's not any good. Get him out of here. Pay all his wages and you can have him on loan. I think that's an acceptable bargain. No, you don't want to pay his wages. We'll get out of here then. Who do you think you are? Oh, blimey. Goal line clearance. Why is he punching that? Has he forgot how to use his fingers? Clatter the defender. Ridiculous. Clatter the defender, hurt himself. He just catches that like a, you know, like a goalkeeper. Crisis averted. Right, is Trent actually injured? What are they saying on commentary? Bev clearly hasn't watched Pickford a lot. Only in the World Cup. Does he not catch the ball? Because then he shouldn't be playing in goal if he can't catch a ball. That seems to be a prerequisite for playing as a goalkeeper. You've got to be able to catch. Can't stand all this punching. Trent's gone off, signalled the bench. Lip read that. He said, it's gone. Have we checked he's got both his legs, or is one of them gone? Right calf. Well, there you go. Lingard comes into the squad. Don't need four right backs anymore, do you? How long's a pulled calf keep you out for? Southgate should call up McCartan for right back. McCartan's a left back. I'm an Everton fan. He's useless. Can't catch. And he loses his head in games after making a mistake. Oh, goody. He seems perfect. Let's have 3 of them. Oh, dear. Maybe I should play in goal for England. Maybe I'd be a better option. Right. We have a new boy. Artem Kiko, who was playing for foreign Arsenal last season. He's now a Bear. Welcome to the Bears. Assign him a squad number. He's got the number 9. How very exciting. Just tickle all these boys. No, you're not having any of my players. Yes, we'll sort all that. And that, boys and girls, is where we're going to wrap up this stream. We will continue with this transfer window in the next stream. I'm not sure exactly when the next stream is going to be. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week. Just keep an eye on my Twitter. That's the best way to know when the streams are going to be happening. But for now, let's find somebody to raid who's playing the Football Manager. We'll raid Tony Jameson because he's playing as Posh, isn't he? So he gets an auto raid. Tony Jameson FM. Smashing. I will see you very, very soon, boys and girls. I've got to record tomorrow's home video yet. So behind. What a monster. Thanks for watching, folks. Toodle pip. Bye-bye now. Where's that button? There it is. There's the button.
It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant.